Factory 5 Roadster 6882. We've got the motor in. It's a Ford 302. It's a 1995. I went and redid the top end of it. In it, it's got a new cam. It's got an E303 cam on it. Stock heads, stock rockers, stock springs. And then put a 95 or 93 front dressing on it. The timing cover is new. The timing chain, timing gears. The water pump is reversible now. New pulley kit. And then the new bracket for the power steering, new motor mounts, new valve covers, well, taken from Joe E. in Pennsylvania, thank you Joe. New ground strap, thank you Paul. Got to do a couple bolts down there under the oil pan that are just a little long. I don't know if you can see that or not. You see that offset right there? I just need to trim those down. New timing pointer, new harmonic balancer, and then in the bell housing back there we've got a new flywheel, new clutch, new pressure plate, new clutch fork, new throwout bearing, new bearing retainer. Just try to get everything in there that so we don't have any problems. Have a new front seal, new back seal on the transmission, and rear seal, whatever the technical term is. The transmission's empty right now with oil. I'm going to fill it in now that it's in the car, or once I get it shored up. It's a little uneven right now. Thank you Dan McCormick for telling us to take out the gear shift lever. That helped out a lot, so we need to put that back on. The bell housing kind of hit that cross member right there. We had a little trouble with that. Thank you to Steve and Rick Durkee for helping me put this thing in as well. We've got the headers on one side here. Things are just kind of loose right now. The bolts are in the slot. We've got that ground strap we need to put to the ground in the frame. One thing, when I was putting the hoist on there, I had to reset the hoist, and right here is where the starter is going to go. I'm just kind of reaching the phone down in there, so you may not be able to see it, but well, you can't see it, it may just not be in focus. But this folded out this way, and to try to save it, just kind of hammered it back in place, and it became somewhat flush with the bell housing again. I'm hoping that's going to save it so I don't have to take off everything again. Excuse me as I turn this around, but you might be able to see that little gap in between the bell housing and that plate right there. So that gap is what I'm referring to. The back of the heads are plugged. The smog, well, there's right in that red sealant, there's smog plugs in there. Got new freeze plugs in there. This is a used carb intake that I just cleaned up, cleaned all the surfaces and everything like that. New plugs, new. Okay, so now that it's in, it's a little cockeyed. It's the term I'm going to use. This way, and I guess shimming may need to come into play. But as you see down here, there's a little stub there. That little stub is sitting right on top of the mounting plate, mounting bracket, I guess, if you will. And I need to get that little hole to come through, so it may need to be a little bit more adjustment on there. This is, I am missing a motor mount bolt. I was reusing the bolts and I'm missing one, so I need to put that on there. Let's see, we had to take out the transmission support bracket. I had that in already. I'm just kind of reaching my phone around and trying to point and show these things, so forgive me if it's bad camera work. But that bracket right there, we had to take that out because the studs for the transmission mount would not go into those slots without taking it out. And that's because this, excuse me, this right here, see if I can get that to focus, this right here was too high. It was hitting this post, and we couldn't get it to come in any farther. And the only way to lower it was to take out that transmission bracket. So we did that, and then we've put it back in. It's loose right now. Everything's just kind of resting in place, but maybe you can see. So see this, let me try to focus. This distance is a little smaller than this distance over here. That's what I'm trying to show. So it's just a little cockeyed. This to here. I haven't put a tape to it, so I don't know yet, but using the old finger, just slips in on one side as opposed to the other trick. That's what I'm finding. So we're in really good shape. I'm pleased with how it went in. I think it took us about an hour. I had to do several things just to get the car ready. Well, and those things are putting on the motor mounts, taking it off that cart over there, putting on the motor mounts, trying to get the ground strap, trying to figure out